got a very special guest here today, Jordan Lawson, which we'll introduce him in just a moment, so hold on 1 second. First of all, we're dedicating today's performance to our very dear, beloved Dwight Smart. He was our radio announcer for 9 years, and we loved him so dearly, and we lost him in August, and we are heartbroken not to have him. So today's performance is dedicated to Dwight Smart, who will always be with us in spirit, and so the hat that he wore for 9 years is in the show today. So Dwight is with us here today in spirit, and our very own Greg Burns will be wearing that hat because he is stepping in for Dwight. So thank you, and we love you, Dwight, and as we always will. And then next, we have a very special guest here with us today. Slide. Jordan Lawson! Jordan has been with us since the very beginning. He's been taking classes here longer than I've been teaching here, and so he has been sick this past year, and but he's written so many scripts for us. He's a very prolific and talented writer and actor, and we're just it's been hard without him, but we're happy to have him here today in the audience. And the very first script that we're going to be performing is Jordan's script, The Vicar of Belmont. So Jordan wanted to say a little something, and so I'm going to pass the mic to him. Here you go, Jordan.
Like I didn't know that.
Jordan, sheet open to the camera. There's a camera. There. Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
No, just talking to the mic. You're good.
Hello?
The show's only an hour, Jordan.
Don't rush me. This is important.
Okay, take it away.
Since you're my fellow classmates and friends, thought I should quickly let you know what happened. And thank you so much for making it possible to recover so quickly. I guess you could call it a heart attack. That was more of a malfunction. If you have an irregular heartbeat in the upper chamber of your heart, it's called atrial fibrillation. Probably some of you may have it, some and you don't. It's fairly common. Proper meds can control this, and you live a relatively normal life. However, if fibrillation occurs in the lower chamber or left ventricle, which feeds the blood to all your vital organs, and it's called ventricular fibrillation, much more serious illness. That's what I had. Fortunately, I was recently given a pacemaker with a built-in defibrillator, and also watched television on it. I was sitting having coffee with Judy, my wife Judy here. The last thing I remember, I woke up in the ICU. Totally knocked me out. And you lost me for a few minutes there too. Last thing I remember, I woke up in the ICU. I just suffered attack of ventricular fibrillation. My defibrillator did its job, and Judy called 911. Her quick action got the EMTs there, and within 10 minutes, they took it for there. 4 days in ICU, 20 days in rehab, and here I am. First, I want to thank Sherri for alerting you to my situation. Then came the outpouring of get well calls, unbelievable. And even a number of visits from the bunch of you. And you know who you are. You know who you are.
I know who I am.
I have 4 get well cards. And I have to say I was deeply touched by your thoughtfulness and caring enough to respond. You too, Carl. I know that response helped me to get well quicker. And I can't thank you all enough. You too, lady. And now I'm with the show.
Thank you, and we love you, Jordan, and we're so happy to have you here today. All right, without further ado, let me introduce you to our wonderful and very talented Master of Ceremonies for today and radio announcer, Greg Burns. Thank you so much for stepping in for us, Greg. Here you go. Take it away.
All right.
Hello and welcome. Welcome everybody. I am your announcer, I'm Greg Burns, and today we are going to recreate the golden age of radio, which happened between the late 20s and into the 50s, even into the 60s, which was way before I was born. But what would happen every day, just like us, there'd be a bunch of people like us, and they would gather, get their chairs around and put them around a magical, amazing little box called radio, and magically fiction was made into something that was live and amazing. And we hope to make your holiday season brighter, and we hope we can add some mirth and laughter. And by the way, this morning I woke up and I said, I don't have enough mirth in my life. Where's the mirth? So I'm not sure what mirth is, but we're going to create mirth right here. But before we begin, first we have a word from our sponsor, Geritol.
Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? Do you have low energy and a bleak outlook on life?
Try Geritol, a time-honored formula from ancient Greece.
Geritol gives you that get up and go that helps you on the job, in the home, and in the bedroom.
6 out of 10 women interviewed said Geritol helped keep them up with their toddlers and their teenagers.
Parents and grandparents all over the world are drinking a cup before breakfast to give them the stamina they need to do what they need to get done.
Remember the words of Socrates, when they hand you the cup, just drink it. We now take you back over 2,000 years to a night, a peaceful night, until unexpected guests barge in unannounced. This is Oy Vey Maria.
We see the classic manger scene with Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus, and scattered animals. Oh, and the 3 kings are there too, with gift boxes in hand.
We 3 kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse so far.
Suddenly, Mary's mother, Anne, enters unexpectedly. She wears a babushka and carries a large pan of food with tin foil on the top.
Oi, Gewalt! What is this? A manger? You gave birth to my grandson in a manger!
Mom, what are you doing here?
A manger? What? You couldn't find a ditch to have the baby in?
Mom!
What's wrong? I'm in a hospital. Who delivered the baby, huh? A farm animal?
Mom!
So, where is this darling grandson of mine? Ow! My God! Look at him! Oh, he's so cute! I could eat him up! I'm gonna eat you up! Yes, I am!
Mother, where's Dad?
He's still cycling the block.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm your mother. Of course I'm here. Where else would I be? Not that I was invited.
Mom!
Was there not enough room in the manger for your mother? Move a few chickens, I would have been fine.
Mom, this isn't a good time. We have company.
We 3 kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar.
Company. Your own mother you don't want, but you're entertaining.
Mom!
Me, you throw out. Them, you're putting out your dives.
Just then, Mary's father, Joachim, enters out of breath.
You wouldn't believe the traffic. Must be the holidays. Hello, darling. How are you feeling?
Fine, Dad. Good to see you.
Don't take your coat off. We have to leave.
We just got here. I haven't seen the baby.
He's the one in the trough. There, now you've seen him.
Oh, hello, cutie. What did you name him?
Jesus.
Hello, Jesus.
Jesus? I thought we agreed on Myron.
My, you wanted Myron? We went with Jesus.
It doesn't sound Jewish. Nobody's going to know he's a Jew. They'll have to remind each other. Did you know Jesus was Jewish? Oh yeah, that's right.
We're not naming him Myron.
Is this a bad time?
Should we just leave?
It's fine. We'll leave. We don't want to be in the way. We just schlepped 3 hours by camel to get here, that's all.
Mom, you don't have to leave.
We were gonna stay at the inn, but there was no room. Can you believe it?
Mom, we're just a little busy right now.
Well, I'm your mother. Okay.
Did somebody forget a line here?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
I'm fumbling.
We've got an audience here.
You have guests? I understand. If you don't want us here, promise me one day you'll describe me to the boy.
Mom, please.
Say, I went home and I died. Say, her heart gave out from grief.
Mother, you're embarrassing me in front of the company.
Could you get a room at the inn?
Yes, we called ahead.
There weren't any rooms when we got there, that's for sure.
These are the 3 wise men, Dad.
The Weismans? I know them. They're in carpeting. They got a store in Galilee.
No, Dad, not Wisemans, wise men.
We 3 kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse so far.
Oh, come, let us adore him.
Well, I've also come to adore him. And I brought a brisket. Now, that's what Jewish mothers do. Hey, who sent the loaves and fishes?
I don't know, they just appeared.
So this is your company. 3 wise guys.
3 kings.
One Jewish mother beats 3 kings. Believe you me. You should know.
We'd better get going.
Now, don't get up. We can see ourselves out. We'll just leave our gifts over there.
Hope he likes gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We'll leave the receipt, just in case.
Bye.
The kings quickly exit.
Now look what you did. They left. You drive me crazy, Mother. You drive me completely insane.
That's a nice thing to say to your own mother. You're no bowl of olives either.
I can hear your voice even when you're not around.
Did you hear it when you said, hey, let's have the baby in a stable?
There was no room at the inn, Mother.
We couldn't get a room either. We tried.
Just then, drumming is heard in the distance.
Wait a second. Do you hear what I
What?
hear?
What?
A little drummer boy.
Poor little bee, pa-rubba-pum-pum, rubba-pum-pum.
Hey, you! Are you out of your mind? There's a baby in here.
A newborn king to see, pa-rubba-pum-pum, rubba-pum-pum.
Tell them to bring a basket fruit next time.
Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rubba-pum-pum, rubba-pum-pum.
Get out of here. What's next? A mariachi band. Oy vey.
To lay before the king, pa-rubba-pum-pum, rubba-pum-pum, rubba-pum-pum.
I said get out.
Fine, lady! Even the ox and lamb kept time.
I just wanted to have a nice night. A silent night. A holy night.
Oy, when I gave birth to you, we didn't have
percussionist dropping in. Everything was nice and quiet. Immaculate, really.
I don't know why kings and boys with snare drums keep showing up. I just know that I have a baby, and we're going to love him. We're going to worship him. We're going to treat him like he's God.
Now, you're a Jewish mother. Hey, was that so hard? Welcome to the club.
And now a word from our sponsor, Manischewitz.
There is nothing that quite hits the spot so. Your family will like it a lot so. When they're set to eat, just give them this treat. Manischewitz American matzo.
Hanukkah is coming. Visions of potato latkes dance in our hearts. Crisp potato pancakes, fried with a subtle hint of onion, then dipped into homemade applesauce. Who can resist them? Let's look in on the Goldberg family.
Yum! I love latkes. I can eat more than anybody else in my whole family. Last year, I ate like 12.
We have a latke eating competition after we light the menorah.
I spent 2 hours peeling and grating those potatoes till my fingers were raw. And I grated onions till I wept. If you want to enjoy the thrill of Hanukkah without spending hours in the kitchen, Manischewitz has the answer for you. Buy a package today. If your family is like ours, you'll want to buy several. I threw my grater out of the window.
Ow! Who threw that?
Forget peeling apples. Drink Manischewitz wine.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, and I'll bring the latkes. Manischewitz latkes, crisp and delicious.
We now transport you to a parish church in the English countryside with the Vicar of Belmont by our very own Jordan Lawson.
Good evening. This is the BBC Home Service broadcasting from London. Welcome to another installment of The Vicar of Belmont by Jordan Lawson. This week, the scene again takes place in rural England in the small town of Belmont. The Vicar of Belmont, Sir Thomas Mundane, has called 2 of his parishioners into his office to discuss an urgent problem. Let's listen in.
Well, Billy and Gwyneth, I've called you here to tell you that the church has run out of money. We cannot pay our bills without an infusion of funds. The situation is desperate. I'm open to suggestions on how to solve the problem.
How could something like this happen? You seem to be getting a decent turnout of parishioners every Sunday.
When I pass around the donation box at the end of each service, we get very little money, but all kinds of other items. Last Sunday I found a cricket ball, 4 apple cores, 3 paper clips, a note that read, "I owe you 6 shillings. You see what we're up against? By the way, Billy, here's your cricket ball. Your name was scratched on the side.
Oh, I wondered what happened to that.
Hey, you don't even play cricket.
Oh, you might just say I found it. I thought the church could use it.
Yeah, very thoughtful. But it doesn't solve our problem. We must find a way to raise money.
Oh, why don't we hold a church bazaar? Oh, I could run a kissing booth.
Have you looked in a mirror lately? Look, we're trying to raise money, not lose
Well, I
it.
never.
Well, you probably never will.
Billy, stop it. A church bazaar is a great idea, Gwyneth. Parishioners can donate items to sell. I'm sure many items are laying around that they aren't using anymore. I think we can do it quite well.
You mean we could hold a bazaar instead of having like church services one afternoon? Can't leave it.
We'll need time to prepare some signs, run ads in the local paper. Let's get started.
1 month has passed, and the day of the bazaar has arrived. Sir Thomas is mingling with a large crowd of parishioners and guests, including a wealthy patron.
Good. Cheerio. Give me some money. Pass the money over here.
Oh, I'll have this over here. Yes, thank you. That's lovely.
Yes.
Lady Ashley, I do appreciate you lending us your support. Thank you for bringing so many friends. This should help us raise our much-needed funds for the church.
Excuse me. Sir Thomas, I must speak with you.
Not now, Gwyneth. I'm speaking with Lady Ashley.
Sir Thomas Mundane, we've been robbed. The robber was wearing a mask, but I could swear it was Billy.
What? Are you sure it was Billy?
Wearing the same clothes Billy wears every day. And he still had that cricket ball.
Where is he?
Hiding in the back of the church. Should we go and confront him?
Of course. Billy, come out now. We know it's you. Take off that mask now.
Blimey, forgot to take off the bleeding mask.
It looks like you've reverted back to your old pickpocket ways.
Oh, Billy, how could you? The church needs that money.
I couldn't help myself. Once a pickpocket's always a pickpocket.
Billy, we have a dilemma. Either I turn you over to Scotland Yard, or if you prefer, you can work off your punishment at the church.
What, the church? Oh, I think you're being far too charitable, Sir Thomas.
Silly Vicar, and what would you have me do?
Before each service, you must rake all the leaves, sweep out the church, wash the car, and prepare the Sunday after service meal. How does that sound?
God, I'll that. Call blimey sounds worse than going to jail. I'll tell you what, Vicar, I'll call Scotland Yard myself.
Thank you for listening to the BBC Radio Theatre. And remember to tune in to the World Service on Christmas Day for the King's holiday greeting to all his people around the world.
Now that's what I call a sticky situation. And now a word from our sponsor, Brielski Antacid.
Oh, eat too much, drink too much, try Brielski Antacid. Eat too much, much too much, try Brielski, best for you.
2 men are eating Christmas pies in a contest at a county fair. One man is exclaiming over the pie, with the others exhibiting signs of distress from indigestion.
Yum! I love pumpkin pie. I could eat Christmas pies forever.
I hope I can make it to my 20th pie. They tell me it's mincemeat, my favorite, but I have stomach pain and I can't stop burping. I wish my wife was here.
I learned my lesson that day at the county fair. I should have bought Brielski for my husband. After eating almost 22 pies, he collapsed and lost the contest to a man half his size. To make matters worse, he couldn't sleep a wink that night. He was late for work and got fired, all because I forgot to keep Brielski in the medicine cabinet. I've learned my lesson. Always buy Brielski. Brielski, the sparkling gift from science.
Remember, this Christmas, keep your eyes on the pies. Buy Brielski.
We want to remind you that crime doesn't stop for the holidays, so always stay alert. This is The Kidnapping of Santa Claus by Coral Kingwell.
It's Christmas Eve in Santa's workshop at the North Pole. All the elves are working frantically on last-minute toy requests in preparation for Santa's annual delivery run.
Santa, where is that man?
You went out to the stables about a half an hour ago to check up on the reindeer.
Well, go see if you can find him. He needs to check his list. Twice.
Yes, ma'am.
The reindeer are frightened and confused.
Hey, Rudolph, have you seen Santa?
Duh, he was here, but he came with his gang of young bunnies and took Santa away. We tried to stop them, but they threw eggs at us. They left this note, but we can't read it because we're reindeer.
It's strange how reindeer can talk, but they never learn to read.
E.B., who's E.B.?
Easter Bunny.
Oh, Easter Bunny, Easter Bunny. Oh no. This note says he wants all of the toys in exchange for Santa.
Santa's been kidnapped, and it's Christmas Eve. What do we do?
Meanwhile, at the Easter Bunny's underground headquarters.
What are you going to do with me, E.B.?
Yay, if they want you back, they'll have to give all the toys for Christmas to us.
Yeah, we get toys.
Yeah, we can do it.
But what about all the good children? They won't have anything on Christmas Day.
Yeah, serves them right. Every year they get lots of toys, and you get all the glory. Giving out toys and good stuff, and all I get to give away is eggs. I can't even lay an egg. I'm sick of eggs. Eggs phooey. I want toys, and so do my kids.
Surely all these bunnies are not your children.
Well, of course they are. We're rabbits.
Well, if you have been good bunnies, you will get your share of toys for Christmas. You don't need them all. That's just being greedy.
There you are. They want all the toys. You never give them enough.
Well, maybe if they're not good bunnies, you must be good to get the toys at Christmas.
Well, that's why we're holding you for ransom. So you can have all the toys and be as bad as we want.
Well, you'll have to answer to Mrs. Claus. Good luck with that.
Meanwhile, back at the North Pole, the elf is breaking the bad news to Mrs. Claus.
What? That Wally Wasco has kidnapped Santa on Christmas Eve? There's only one thing to do.
What is that, Mrs. Claus?
We'll call in Dick Barton, Special Agent.
What's the problem, madam? How can I help?
Oh my, you got here fast.
Yes, madam, I am a special agent, and that's just one of my special talents.
Santa's been kidnapped by the Easter Bunny, and he's being held for ransom.
My assistant, Snowy White, and I will retrieve Santa forthwith.
Thank you, Dick. But I don't want any violence. E.B. may be a bad dude, but he had a difficult childhood. He was one of 26 children, and his parents smoked loco weed.
Oh, my goodness. We'll try to be gentle. Come on, Snowy, let's make haste to the burrow.
Right behind you, Chief, with pistols at the ready.
Dick and Snowy reach the headquarters in record time on their rockets.
Snowy, do you think we should use tear gas or a smoke bomb?
I think a few shots in the air should do the trick. Rabbits scare easy.
Right you are, Snowy. We've got you surrounded. Come out with your hands up. You have been a bad bunny, E.B. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ah, shucks. We really didn't mean any harm. We wouldn't have hurt Santa. Honest.
They did treat me quite well. Give me a cup of mint tea and a carrot.
Oh no, cave in! The burrow is collapsing!
Oh, it must have been the gunshots. There goes our home. It'll take weeks to dig another one.
We have no place to live!
You will just have to stay in my workshop. You can help the elves load the toys in my sleigh, and maybe, if you're good, you can redeem yourselves in time for Christmas.
You would do that for us, Santa?
Of course, Santa is magnanimous.
Can we get them all in the rocket sled, boss?
Of course, Snowy. It's special.
And so, the Easter Bunny and his gang of young bunnies spent Christmas Eve in Santa's workshop.
and stayed on until their home was restored. They got their fair share of toys and drove the elves crazy.
Well, Santa, I hope that never happens again. The elves were getting ready to go on strike.
Oh yes, and there's nothing worse than being up to your eyeballs in bunnies. They're not even housebroken.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Kent, the only cigarette with a micronite filter. Kent Regular and the new king-size Kent.
In 1935, Father Knows Best viewed on the radio. Father Knows Best follows the lives of the Andersons, a middle-class family living in the midwestern town of Springfield. We now present Father Knows Best, Home for Christmas episode, adapted by Susan Muchmore.
The town of Springfield is lovely to behold this Christmas Eve. About noon today, first snowflakes began to fall. Every house seems to have its windows brightly aglow. Every house, that is, except the Andersons. They're not home. You see, well, let's go back to 10 o'clock this morning. Margaret was wrapping packages on the dining room table, and Jim was helping her.
Margaret, we don't know that many people.
Well, they all gave us something last Christmas. I keep a record of these things, dear. I have it all written down.
It just seems Christmas has lost something. It used to be so much simpler. The spirit of Christmas had a different meaning.
Mother!
I'm in the dining room, Betty.
Oh, I'm going to wash my hair now, Mother. And my friend is working at Burton's department store, and she's going to find out what Ralph is going to give me for Christmas.
What message?
Hey, Dad, Mom.
We're in the dining room, Bud.
Hey, tonight's Christmas Eve, and we got a deal with Gus down at the used car lot. We're gonna drive his sound truck all over town and play Christmas carols, and I'm gonna read the commercials.
But are you kidding?
Daddy, when are we gonna get our tree?
Oh, you'd better go down and get one now, dear. They'll all be gone.
Can we have a pink tree this year, Daddy?
No. We're gonna celebrate Christmas the right way and all drive up to Pine Mountain and cut down our own tree.
But Father, it's 50 miles up there.
And the weather forecast said snow today.
Oh, we'll be up and back in 3 or 4 hours. It's not gonna snow that much.
Oh, this sounds real peachy.
Dear, I have all those packages to deliver.
Well, throw them in the car. We'll deliver them on the way back.
Father, it's starting to snow again.
It's just a little flurry. Nothing to worry about. Look at that little grocery store off the road there. Miles from everything. Looks so cozy. How would you like to live there?
Well, I wouldn't. Oh, that's just all. I just wouldn't.
What if you had to?
Well, I wouldn't.
Well, what if you had to?
I said I wouldn't.
Yeah, but what if you had to?
Father, will you tell Bud to quit this?
Bud, stop it. Look at that snow coming down. We're gonna have a white Christmas.
Oh, it's lovely, dear, but do you think we should try to go farther? Dear, now we can't go any farther. It's snowing so hard you can't see ahead. Can you turn around?
I'm afraid we're stuck.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, we'll have to leave the car. Walk back.
Walk back?
All right, button up your coat, Kathy. Betty, bring those 2 blankets.
We're gonna go back to that little grocery store we passed. It's only about a quarter mile. Close the car doors.
We better hurry. It's getting dark.
I don't know why we had to come up here.
I think my nose is frozen.
There's the store, Mommy.
Well, thank heaven.
Hello? Anybody in here?
Be there in just a minute. Hi, I'm Maggie.
I was just putting bacon on the stove. How'd you folks get up here?
Well, our car stalled up the road. I was wondering if we could use your telephone.
Oh, well, you'd be most welcome to use it if we had one. No telephone?
Well, hello there. Is that your car that snowed in up the road?
Yes, that's ours.
I guess the nearest phone is down at the Harper's place, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, and you'll never make it down there tonight. Not with the snow coming down like it is.
But how are we gonna get back to Springfield tonight?
I'm afraid you're not gonna get back tonight, miss.
Oh, there goes Christmas and all our plans.
It may not be so noticeable, but it's Christmas here too, you know.
Oh, I forgot to introduce us. I'm Margaret, and that's my husband Jim, and the kids, Bud, Betty, and Kathy. You're so kind, but we just can't move in on you, especially on Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, now why not? You all look like nice folks. I'll put some more plates on the table, and there's plenty of beds upstairs.
We hadn't planned much of a Christmas. Just the two of us, but now that there's some kids around, by golly, it's beginning to seem like Christmas.
Did you have any kids, Mr. Terrell?
Yes, we have two, but they're both grown and gone. We miss them most at Christmas time. You kids don't know how much you mean to your folks at Christmas.
Tom, I need some wood for the stove.
All right, I'll get it.
Bud,
Yeah,
are you thinking what I'm thinking?
maybe.
Climb up on a box and get down those snowshoes. You're going back to the car.
What's wrong with the children, Margaret? They didn't eat.
I don't know. They're plotting something. I haven't seen them in an hour.
All right, everybody, you can come in now.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, what in the world?
Well, will you look at that?
It's Christmas Eve, remember?
It's a tree decorated and with candles.
From the Andersons. Merry Christmas to Mr. and Mrs. Terrell.
If that don't beat all.
it's beautiful, kids. How'd you do that?
Well, Mr. Terrell said they had the decorations in those boxes. So Bud went to the car, got a saw and a few things. Then he went out and cut down the tree.
I put up the decorations.
Where'd those packages come from?
Margaret, weren't those the packages from the car?
Snow's coming down outside, candles on the tree, a warm fire in the stove.
Oh, it's lovely. So lovely. Father,
Yes, Princess.
thank you for giving us our first real Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Andersons and from all of us at NBC.
You know, things can get pretty hectic around the holidays, as evidenced by the 12 Days of Christmas, corrected by Coral Kingwell.
Action begins at the Anderson house on the first day of Christmas. Cindy is upstairs. Dad is in the study. Cindy's little brother, Bobby, is playing in the den. And Mom is in the hall when the doorbell rings. Cindy's mom answers the door.
Cindy, delivery for you.
Yes, Mother. Be right down.
Where would you like it, ma'am? It's kind of big.
Oh, just leave it in the front hall, please. Cindy will be down in a minute. Get the wrapping off, quick! Cindy, there's something alive in there.
Who on earth could have sent this?
There's a note.
It says, from your secret admirer.
Sounds creepy.
It It's a pear tree with a bird in it. Partridge.
Squawk, squawk. Oh, I hope it's house trained.
Moving on to the second day of Christmas.
Here you are, miss. 2 birds.
Oh, how cute. Turtle doves. Wow, they sure like each other. I hope they get along with the partridge.
On the third day of Christmas.
You got chickens today, miss. Hope you have some place to keep them.
Cool. French hens. Can I keep them in the bathroom, Mom?
Well, I think we'd better get a handyman to build us a coop.
One of them laid an egg.
On the fourth day of Christmas.
Okay, miss. You got 4 more birds.
Ooh, calling birds. How pretty.
They sure are. But where are we going to put them?
On the fifth day of Christmas.
It's a small package today, miss. No birds.
Thank goodness.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Cindy, what with all the birds?
Cindy.
They're for my secret admirer.
Well, I wish you'd just send something more practical. What's in the little box?
Yes, Sydney, let's open it.
It is. Look, gold rings. 5 of them.
Finally, something of value.
That's what's with it? I wish he'd sent something more practical. What's in the little box?
There's an inscription inside. It says, made in China.
Darn.
And on the sixth day of Christmas.
I have a large crate for you with 6 geese in it, laying eggs and pooping in my truck. Dad?
Can you refuse them?
If you do, I'm gonna eat them.
No, Dad, we have to take them.
We're gonna need a bigger chicken coop.
Here you go. I'll just put these geese on your porch.
On the seventh day of Christmas.
I don't know how I'm gonna get this off the truck, let alone in your house. Dad?
What is it?
More birds, and they come with their own inflatable swimming pool.
Ooh, swans, aren't they lovely?
Just leave them on the front lawn. At least they don't squawk.
On the eighth day of Christmas.
Get that, will you, Cindy?
Oh, hello. Who are you?
We are maids of milking.
Milking what?
The cows, of course.
Moo!
Here they're coming now.
Get those cows out of here.
We can't take them back. They're rented for the week.
Can I have a glass of milk?
Sure, honey. Here you are, Sonny.
Ooh, it's warm.
I'm gonna go stay at the country club. If I get my hands on those idiots who sent that stuff, why, I'll give them a piece of my mind.
Remember your blood pressure.
It's the ninth day of Christmas, and Dad is still at the country club. See, so he's missing out on this gift.
Hello, who are you?
We are 9 dancing ladies. Can we come Good grief! They're dancing through the house. Grab the vase. Oh, keep them out of the kitchen.
And on the 10th day of Christmas.
Oh, Bobby, don't open the door.
Too late, Mom. Hi. Who are you?
We are 10 lords of leaping.
Cool. Come on in.
Is that all you do? Just jump around all day?
No, we're in the union. We leave 9 to 5, take a half-hour lunch, then take 2 15-minute breaks.
I wonder what's happening on the 11th day of Christmas.
Oh, it's Stephanie. Don't let them in.
Hey, Cindy, your boyfriend must be Scottish.
He's not my boyfriend. I don't even know who he is.
It's the 12th day of Christmas, and the Anderson house is bursting at the seams. Just then,
Hey, Cindy, all the neighbors came out to see what's going on, and boy are they mad. I think someone called the cops.
Cease and desist immediately. You are disturbing the peace.
But officer, there are 12 best drummers. He can't fit in the house, and we have a contract to drum.
Who is responsible for this mess?
Cindy's crazy boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend, and he never will be. If I ever find out who did this, he'll be sorry.
Into the wagon, all of you. Just the people, not the livestock. Cows back to the farm, swans back to the park. The rest are your problem, Miss Anderson. You folks have a very Merry Christmas.
Rosie the Riveter was the star of a campaign aimed at recruiting female workers for defense industries during World War II, and she became perhaps the most iconic image of working women in positions previously closed to them. This is Women in the Workfront by Susan Muchmore.
Wally?
Welcome to tonight's episode of American Voices. It's December 1943, and 4 young women are on their lunch break in a San Diego munitions plant. They are this evening's American Voices.
I'm Bush.
Me too. I climbed that ladder to the crane 4 times already. My legs are killing me.
I hope my sister packed a big lunch. I'm starving. Hey, kids, what's happening?
Listen to this. Frank comes up to me today right before I crawl into the belly to do some riveting. He tells me I'm next in line to become a burnisher. How about that? I'll make 10 more cents an hour.
Cool. You could be on the other side of me bucking those holes. I like that term. Sort of naughty.
I was just about to pick up some buckets of molten steel with the crane when Frank shouts up to me, "Too hot for you up there?" I shout back, "Nope, too hot at home in that kitchen."
Good for you. I think he's confused to have women in his territory. Did you ever think you'd be making bombs?
No, ma'am. I thought I'd never leave Atlanta, and I never thought I'd be 50 feet up driving a 10-ton arsenal crane. At least it's the perfect way for me to get over my fear of heights.
I read a story in Life magazine that 6 million women are now working. I love working with my sisterhood, who are proud and able. Potato salad, anyone? Mom had a banner crop in her victory garden. I brought extra.
Ooh, yum. You know Liz works at Duncan. You know, the girl with that eye patch? It's the second time she got hurt. A piece of metal got in her other eye. We need to be careful.
She can't use the drill anymore. Now she stands in front of the plant with a sign that says, "Give war bonds, the Christmas present with a future."
I talked to her on the way in, and she asked a guy if he wanted to buy some war bonds, and he cussed her out. Said he's here from Germany and wants to make some money to buy guns so he can whip the USA. But she reported him, and the MPs took him away in handcuffs.
Always keep a sharp lookout for sabotage. Just goes to show, we who are considered frail can often do more than a male
I hear you. I came out to California, picked up a lunch pail, and put on pants to do a man's job. Now I transport 5,000-pound loads of iron pipes above the heads of my coworkers. No wonder they check my eyes every month.
You know what they say? There's always a girl behind a man with a gun.
That's so true. Hey, anyone have a USO shift this evening? There might be a visit from a couple of movie stars. I hear they're in town visiting hospitals before Christmas.
I'm manning the hostess station with Norma. We're giving out Christmas care packages to the servicemen. We wrapped them last weekend.
Most of the guys ship out before Christmas. Some holiday cheer is important.
I'm not on the schedule. I'm helping my mother bake pies for Christmas.
I can smell the apple and pumpkin spice from here.
Hey, why don't you girls spend Christmas Eve with my family? We can decorate the tree. Mom will set a place for y'all at Christmas dinner. The more the merrier.
Sounds fun. We can string popcorn and make paper chains.
And I can cut up Christmas cards to hang on the tree. Count me in. There's the buzzer. Back to reality. My shoes have holes in them. I don't have enough coupons to get another pair.
I miss silk stockings.
I'd kill for some bobby pins.
Well, I'd kill for some whiskey. Just kidding. Well, got to work, girls.
And so the four friends spend Christmas together at wartime, surrounded by those who share their faith, traditions, food, and good cheer. They laugh, sing carols, play games, and take time to remember those who are overseas, fighting for our freedom.
We thank all of the real-life Rosie and Riveters, and remember those who are not with us this Christmas. Merry Christmas and peace on earth. The strong bandana-clad Rosie became one of the world's most iconic images of the working women in the World War II era. One iconic image of the holiday season is the Christmas tree. We now present O Tannenbaum.
We see a living tree decorated for Christmas. A Christmas tree is featured prominently with lights and ornaments. A man, Leibowitz, enters and stares at the tree.
This is so weird.
You're telling me?
Ah!
What?
You talk!
What are you screaming about? I dropped all my needles here.
You talk! You can talk!
Yes, I can talk. What do you want to talk about? How are things at work?
You're really talking?
I'm talking. Now, would you mind taking me back to the forest? I hate to ask, but I don't have a car.
What?
I know, the forest, big place, lots of trees.
You're a tree! A talking tree!
Oh, he is catching on. Yes, I know, and I want to go home.
I can't.
Why not?
You're our Christmas tree!
Oh, really? I just thought I was just a little overdressed.
Those are ornaments?
Yes, thank you. I wasn't born yesterday. Now look at this. Ornaments, lightnings, popcorn strings. Oh, seriously. And have you ever seen a tree dressed like this? It's a little gaudy. Can you take all of this stuff off of me and take me home? I have got to photosynthesize.
Look, I can't. You're my Christmas tree! Oh, God, I have a Christmas tree!
And what is so wrong with having a Christmas tree?
I'm Jewish!
Really? Me too.
You're Jewish?
My branch to God. My name's Tannenbaum. What are they?
Leibowitz!
My God, your branches are dry. You should stay hydrated.
I can't believe I'm talking to a Jewish tree!
No. Do you know how hard it is to find a deli in the forest in Oregon?
I bet.
So if you're Jewish, what are you doing with a Christmas tree?
I just married a nice Catholic girl. She celebrates Christmas.
Oh, mazel tov.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in a mixed marriage too. I'm a noble fur, but I married a Douglas.
So, how are you raising the kids?
Oh, we don't care, as long as they're evergreen.
Having a Christmas tree is a little weird for me.
Ah, weird for you. Look at me. How would you like it if aliens arrived, captured a bunch of Earthlings, strapped them to their spaceships, took them off to their planet, and then dressed them up in lights and displayed them as part of a festive holiday celebration?
Well, when you put it like that, it seems odd. But it makes my wife happy.
Great, your wife is happy, meanwhile I am dying here.
I'm sorry. I feel horrible.
Oh, I didn't want to make you upset. No, I feel guilty.
Wow, you really are Jewish.
Of course. Yes, they're Jewish trees, they're Christian trees, they're Buddhist trees, and so on and so forth. Oh, a few trees are Druids. They worship themselves so annoying.
Last year, my fiancé took me to a place where you cut down your own tree.
Oh yeah, the fields of death and horror. I am so familiar.
It was snowing and muddy, and I'm wet, and I'm cold, and I'm thinking, this is why Jews don't do this.
Oh, I am so sure it must have been very difficult for you.
Why didn't you say something when they cut you down?
I didn't want to make trouble.
I didn't even want a Christmas tree.
But look at me. Aren't I fabulous? So festive.
You look great. I just feel like I've gotten away from my roots.
Well, tell me about it. Look, it doesn't matter. You know, and God knows that you're Jewish. But why does your wife celebrate Hanukkah with you?
Yes, and she makes a mean potato latke for an Italian girl.
Watch it there. Some of my best friends are potatoes.
Sorry.
You see, you both celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah together. No worries. So, will you be taking me back to the forest after Christmas?
No.
What are you planning on doing with me?
Don't ask.
No, really, I kind of want to know.
Well, we put you outside by the Quail.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad. On a tree, I like it outside.
Then a big truck comes along and they mulch you.
Mulch me? I don't want to be mulched. You gotta get me out of here. Take me back to my forest. We'll do a road trip. I'm begging you. You can hang all the ornaments and lights on me, whatever you want. Put a star on my head. I don't care. Just let me see my forest in Oregon before I die.
I wish I could, but...
Where's your forest?
Huh?
Where's your safe and happy place? Where's your home?
It's right here.
And I'll die part of it. Your wife and your children with the menorah and the trees celebrating and making memories together. You can't see the forest through the tree, so stop worrying all the time.
You know what? You're right. I hear Oregon is lovely this time of year. We'll do a road trip after Christmas.
Yes, and thank you. You are such a mensch, Mr. Leibowitz.
And you are a noble fir. Hey, I always wondered, when a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Guess what? I screamed like a little baby sapling. Happy Hanukkah, Mr. Leibowitz.
Happy Hanukkah, Tannenbaum, and a Merry Christmas, too.
Let's give our entire wonderful cast a big round of applause. Whatever holidays you celebrate, we wish you the happiest of holidays. This is your announcer, Greg Burns, signing off. And now please join us with for some refreshments. Thank you.
By the cast. Coral is madly running over there. Awesome.